Alright, YouTube. It's Bobby here with another episode on a boat. And what we got here is this thing is they made it out of New Orleans. He got this thing this year. And this thing's actually got the little old mud motor on it. Duck hunting boat, riding really shallow in the water. Air cool. Nice little old boat. Normally he said they come with this turf, some kind of turf up there to make it non-skid or whatever, easy to wash out. But what he's having problems with is, and he called the manufacturer back, and they said ship it back to him, but he don't want to do without the boat that long. So him and I got together, come up with what I think is a solution for this issue. The rivets are coming out down here in the bottom. Well, as this boat goes over and up in waves, and this thing rides real shallow and hits waves and bounces around, it's going to flex a certain amount. Well, they welded it all down the side. It's made of some really, really good, strong material. It's a really good boat, put together, from what I can tell, pretty well. And you can actually see, this is not your average aluminum boat. This thing's made to take some pretty good abuse. It's welded really good, and it's not made like an average aluminum boat. Hope I'm not walking too fast. Most aluminum boats, you can actually see the rivets. Well, this baby right here is smooth. All the way from here, all the way back, they put a smooth plate on this thing. It's made to run shallow. It's made to hit a few stumps. It's made really good. You don't want to hit too big of stumps. It's still aluminum. It can cause you problems. But you can go right through the mud marshes and then, 6 inches of water, 4 inches of water pretty easy. It'll get stuck, but I mean, it ain't going to be like a regular outboard motor where you get all that mud in the motor. This right here has just got a prop on it, air-cooled motor. He said the thing will run about 32 to 34 miles an hour from the factory without doing anything to it. But anyway, we're not dealing with that. What we're dealing with is the rivets. And what I came up with, the rivets they put in it, I'm not going to say they did it wrong or whatever. They just started this company from New Orleans or somewhere around in there. This is what they put in it. These are called mushroom rivets. It's got a little tab in here. Everybody knows what a rivet looks like, especially if you're watching this video, I'm sure. Looks like this, got a little tab. You use a machine like that, rivet gun. Pull that up. Well, in most cases, they would just mushroom up like that. Well, if you look at them, this right here is a 3/16 shape. Right here. Normally, you get your little gauge, put it in there, 3/16. Well, you can actually stick this thing in once it mushrooms out, you can still stick it in like a 15-60 horse hole. So you ain't got a whole lot of hole there, and it mushrooms up. Not the way I would have went with it, but that's what they use. So they popping out as the boat, goes up and down. It's gonna move in here a little bit. Not like a fiberglass boat to where it'll stress a little bit and not crack, but this is the weak point from what we can find in this boat. So what I done was done a little. I used to work on a lot of tool trucks and box trucks and things like that. Well, them things move up and down the road pretty good, hit bumps and all that stuff. Well, I've actually seen these rivets be in an accident. And these rivets, where boats would break, these rivets would still be in some of the rear sheet metal frame and all that stuff. And I'm going to show you how these rivets actually work. Where these mushroom up, pull up and mushroom and holes right in there. These things right here, they actually spread out. Okay? And I think it's the better way to do it. What I'm going to show you here is this right here. 1/4 inch thick aluminum plate. Now it's not near as thick. I'm sorry. It's thicker than the floor in this boat. Okay. This is I think it's right here, maybe 3/16 or something like that. And then it's got the rails running across for support. Anyway, getting back to the rivets. This is how these rivets come out. They actually mushroom out, split out, and hold on to the underside when we stick those things through here. As you can see, the hole is not big enough that they use for these rivets, because they use 3/16 shank. We're actually using quarter shank. Now, I know you're wondering, well, where do I get these rivets at? Well, just so happened, I'm good buddies with a guy at Napa. Him and I got to talking. I told him what I wanted. He gets in the little old book, and this is the part number he comes up with. Okay, straight from your Napa store. There's your SKU number and everything. Okay, takes about 3 to 7 days, according to if you got the coronavirus like we got right now going on. Shipping's a little slow, but that's the part number. So I got 3 boxes here. This thing's got about 52 rivets or so in it. Well, these boxes have got 20 rivets per box in it, so I just got the old boy 3 boxes. And that's how those things, they got the little old black head on them, so it didn't really contrast too bad with the green. I think he said he's going to eventually put bedline or turf stuff or whatever in the bottom of the boat. He wasn't really concerned about the color. If you're concerned about the color, I'm sure that he can probably get you some shiny ones, stainless steel. I mean, I know they come, we used to use a lot of the stainless steel ones in the tool truck industry and the box truck industry that I used to work in a long time ago. But if you don't like them, hey, take these things and tape them up down here. Paint them with some good enamel paint or whatever color you want. Then stick them in there. Be careful. They'll scratch if you don't use some kind of hardened paint. So that's what they look like. These are 5/8 shanks. I think what they used here, I'm not sure if that was a 5/8 shank. I don't know what they used, but it was just, to me, wrong deal. Now, the way that thing fits in here, the way it comes out, I believe it right there is going to hold on very well and not pop out like what he's having problems with. He's going across the lake and this thing articulating like that right there over them waves. And he says when the sun comes out, this thing gets to popping and cracking. And he said them things sound like a 22 rifle when they come up out of there. Pow! He said, so they coming up out of there with some pressure. If I hit you, probably scare you, hurt you, I wouldn't want my girlfriend in a bikini be hit one of them things. It might scratch her and cut her up pretty good. But I really wouldn't want to be going across the lake at 32 miles an hour and one of these out here come out and you're back there and that thing come back and hit you in the eye. It ain't too good. Most folks don't wear eye protection when they're riding down the lake unless you got sunglasses on. Be a good idea. But here's how I'm going to put these things in this boat. Now, we already done distinguished. These things are great rivets. The way they apply out and pull out and all that stuff. Well, sometimes the material that this is made out of, I know it's got this little old powder coated black paint on it or whatever. As you can see, some of it flakes off in the box. People shaking them around in the store and stuff like that. Whatever, shipping, whatever. Anyway, what I'm going to do is I'm going to apply, and I'm not going to show you what epoxy that I use. I'll let you do your own homework on what epoxy you want to use. I use something a little different that we used to use in the tool truck industry. Most folks can't get their hands on that stuff. And it's kind of expensive. You can use, I don't care, go find you some JB Weld epoxy, 2-part epoxy. It'll work just fine. Put you a little coat of epoxy on it. Because sometimes the metal this is made out of and the metal in that aluminum don't get along really good. This is aluminum, it don't have as much tin in it. This rivet's got to be strong. It may have a little more tin tint or whatever in it. So put a little epoxy around it. Make sure you don't have the electric, as far as the dielectric stuff that eats the aluminum up, because you're going with a pretty good size rivet here. You don't want to have to worry about doing this again. So put you some epoxy around the rivet, put it in the hole, take a rag, wipe around the access, you'll be just fine. If you're going to paint over it, you'll never see it anyway. You could use, and it would probably work, because it's water resistant, waterproof once it sets up. Liquid nail, floor glue. Yeah, you see, anything to keep this rivet away from the aluminum is what you want. Once it spreads out, it's going to have that little barrier in between it. That's why I use epoxy. It's going to not only split and grab a hole like this, but right up under here, it's going to probably cut some of that stuff, into that stuff, the way it slips out and holds on. You're going to have a little barrier of that epoxy all the way around this thing. In the middle and the same way up there. You can drill these things out to 1/4 inch holes. That's what these are, 1/4 inch holes. Now, I recommend you go in a 32nd or a 64th bigger. That way you've got enough room for that epoxy to still be around this rivet. Other than that, that's what we're doing today with this thing. We're going to get all these rivets out, get it in here, and let this boy have some more fun. He's a young guy, a really good young man. Don't mind helping him out. It's only going to take a few hours. The worst ones is going to be right back there. I got to make a specific drill bit, a 90-degree drill. Be careful, because as you can see, right up under there, you've only got about that much room. Don't let that big old long drill bit go all the way to the floor. Don't want no leaks in the bottom of a brand new boat. And I'm pretty sure that there's some under that gas tank. I'm going to have to take that right there and raise it up. Get that gas tank out of the way. Always check that. Because if one of these rivets pop up and you moving and that thing gets a little slack in it, you can rub a hole in the gas tank, because they didn't put no kind of dynamite or nothing like that around it. Anyway, hopefully this video helps you. Like I said, that's the part number again. Got it from Napa. So you got a different boat. Measure your hole, the depth right there, to make sure that when you go get your rivets, you don't get this shank too short. It's got to have enough room to go through there to spread out. Measure that hole. It's easy. Take a screwdriver. Anything that'll fit in the hole, and you want to go at least, you don't want to go all the way to the bottom, but you want to go at least a little ways down past where the second edge catches. Mark it, measure it, make sure that you got at least, I don't know, 3/16, 1/4 inch past that. As you can see on this one right here, I had probably a 1/4 inch or more of room for that rivet to spread out. Also, when you're working on these boats, on certain ones, make sure nobody's running no wires in the way. You can actually see these wires. They're running along this rail right here. Check for stuff like that. Don't want to drill no holes in no wires, especially in the bottom. I wouldn't think that nobody would put wires in the bottom of this. I just wouldn't think that, but always check anyways. Better to be safe than sorry. Like I said, I hope this video helps some folks. If you have any questions, have a boat like this you want me to help you with, you can always call me. 678-725-9953. That number again, 678-725-9953. Ask for Bobby. Sometimes buddies of mine around here answer the phone. If you have a problem, hey, sometimes multiple opinions can always be your best solution. I don't know it all. I ask a lot of questions from a lot of people. And I've been doing this stuff for quite a long time. So, like I said, hopefully this information helps you. If you have any questions, you can leave it in the comments. I'll get back with you. Look me up on Facebook under Bobby Holmes, Bobby's Hitches and Custom Welding. Or pick up the phone, give me a call. A lot of people I know, they don't like leaving phone numbers on these things, but I don't mind it. If you have a problem, hey, that's what I do. I always find somebody that's smarter than I am, because there's a lot of heap of folks out there smarter than I am. And that's how I learned a lot of this stuff. Call and ask. Alright, hopefully till next time, this right here helps you. Appreciate it. Thank you for watching the video.